If I have plan, I can make uh yeah, many.
Many. So
Yeah,
those are called objects because real entities. Those are called objects. The plan is called a class. The plan is called a class.
class.
Okay, those are called. See, those consists class consists of methods and objects. So methods and properties. So, like the class as a object. So you can so every class as an object. So that's what you can inherit everything from React. That component is a parent class, which means it has a properties and methods. Everything you extend score whatever React has. This statement creates an inheritance to React component, gives your component access to React components functions. The component also requires render method. This method returns HTML. Okay,
Hmm.
so function, that's a class component. Class component you have to use extends keyword. When you create a function components, here is the same example but created using a function component instead. So a function
Are you
component.
are you sharing a screen, brother? Or
um,
no?
Let me share my screen then. So if you understand these all topics, sister, when I jump into the when I do the program, you
Hmm.
you you don't need much time to focus.
I I review for the React component, so I was studying in the my workplace also.
Okay,
There was
I
this.
will come there. I will come there. Make sure. So I will come there. What is function component is the same, but we starts with a function keyword, and then component name always starts with a uppercase. So we use here return statement. We don't use render method here. So for class components you use render method. For function components you don't use the render method. But function components can be written using much less code, easier to understand, will be preferred. So it will be preferred. So rendering a component, your React application has a component called car which returns h2 element. To use this component in your application, use similar syntax as normal as HTML. So this one. Okay. So um, that's called a functional components. So here the meanings here. Um, okay. So do you have any doubts about components, right, sister? Two types, right?
Hmm.
Do you have
Yes.
any doubts?
No
So
components.
let me know if you have doubts.
Checking the notes back.
Because I had classes today. I started at 4 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
4 to 9, no break.
Ayyo.
Yeah, so many Americans. So yeah,
So many people are. So many kids are.
so many kids. Yeah.
Big big kids.
Okay. So here, uh, now we are going to write it down. You can write it down, sister. How you access. So let's talk now. We are going to talk about uh, props. Okay. What are props? Props short for properties.
Props.
Okay, props means properties. Okay, properties are like a special containers that hold information. Containers is like a variable, right? Props is also called a variable, which stands for properties, holds information. Props, what does the props do?
Holds information.
Information. That's good. So information, those information you want to send from one part of your React app to another part of React app. Okay,
Okay.
what are the
Want to.
props? Like a props, like props is like nothing but a properties. So these are like special containers that hold information you want to send from one part of your React app to another part of React app. So
Okay.
props are function arguments and you send them into component as attributes. So That's the meaning. We'll see how it's going to implement. Okay, sister. Okay, so okay, let's say, imagine you have in a school you have a project. Let's say, imagine you're doing a school project with a friend. Okay, who's your best friend in BYU?
I don't have any best friend.
Okay, so let's imagine you are doing a school project with a friend. Okay, you
Okay.
have a different roles, but you need to share some information to make the project work. Let's say your best friend, if someone will ask you who's your best friend, you should say my husband.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so imagine you are doing a school project with your best friend. Okay, so you have a different roles for you and your best friend, but you need to share some information to make the project work. Okay, so you're doing project, but you have to share some information in order to your husband to finish the project. Hey Steve, so you have to do this, do that. Make sense?
Yes.
Props in React are like messages you send to your friend to tell them what they need to know to do their part of the project. Makes sense, sir? So props are like a properties. It's like a special containers holds information you send from one component to another component. So I give an example of story of you're doing a project with your husband, like your best friend. You have different roles, but you need to share some information to make the project work, right? So props in React are like messages. Are you there?
Yes, brother.
You send your friend to tell them, hey, what they need to know, do their part of the project. Let's say you and I are doing projects, so I don't know some things, the part of the project, but I have some. We assigned the project. Okay, I'm doing the component of sign up, you're doing the login. Then you're saying, hey, we know, so I am doing sign up, you have to do login. First I need to finish this, then I will send you this information. Then you send, okay, I did this one, you have to follow the instructions to do this. That's called props. So you're giving some information to me, telling some instructions what to do, for your fulfilling your project. Make sense?
Hmm.
Let's say, um, parent and child. Let's say you and your child. Think of a parent and child. The parent has a storybook and they want to child to read a story from it. Okay, so
Okay.
child, parent. So parent has a notebook, like a storybook, and you want to your like you want to your daughter or child to read a story from it. So here parent component in React, the parent component is a piece of your app that has the storybook. Storybook means the data. Child component, the child is another component that will read the story. Okay, who is the parent component here? The storybook. Okay, in React the parent is a component, a piece of your app that has the storybook. So parent is the storybook, child
Where is
comp
where is the storybook here?
parent component. Okay, so I'm using so many examples to explain the topic very well. Like parent component is the storybook. Child component, the child is another component, that will read the story. That will read the story from parent component. Makes sense, sister?
Are you just keeping as an example? I was looking in the code. I was
Not in
thinking.
the code. I'm giving some example stories. I'm making
Oh,
a stories with a programming so that you
okay.
understand so deeply.
Yeah, I understood that.
Let's say how it works. First thing, when you read something, you have to question yourself how it works. Parent sends props means parent sends properties. Properties
Okay.
means some information. The parent component send the storybook is like a properties to child component. When child receive the props, the child component receive the storybook, reads the story. Okay, so you are sending properties to your kid, okay, to read. That's all. Okay, if someone says what are the props are properties. There is an example, parent sends a properties, like parent component sends the storybook is like a properties to the child component. You are sending a storybook to your kid, you are giving a storybook to the kid. Once like your son came, you gave the book and your son took the book and the son read the book. That's called a
Okay.
properties. You're sending your properties to read to your child will, what the child will do, child receive it, then read it.
Okay.
Okay, so let's say um, here parent component. Okay, parent component, let's say I'm going to have an example. Okay, React online compiler. Okay, so let's see, we use maybe this one going to work. Okay, I'm not going to this one online compiler. Yeah, let's see if this works. Okay, so I'm going to remove this one. So we make sure that understand everything, right, sister?
Okay.
Okay, so our goal, I'm writing function pare and the parent, this is a parent component. Okay, here let's say the storybook
But
st.
which one you opened this page? Next leap.
I can send you, sister, this one.
Okay.
Don't focus on this one, focus on the concept, because if you understand the concepts, building projects, it does not take much time.
Okay.
The storybook data. Okay, so here I'm writing a variable called const storybook equal to, let's say, once upon a time in a farmland, a faraway land, maybe something we write. Okay, so you have a semicolon. Next, when we come here, okay, don't focus on this one, only focus here. When come here, sending the storybook data has props to the child component. So component, here you have to use return written child child story story equal to, then you can pass storybook story. Why I'm story book. So storybook, see, this is a component sending the storybook data as a props to the child component. Child is the component, you are sending this one, story is equal to storybook. So the parent function has a piece of data called storybook. Okay, this is called a storybook. So it sends the storybook data to child component. Okay, child component, so whatever it may be. So um, when I use, let's say, function child, don't worry about these errors and all, right, sister, but we are here only focusing on concepts. So ps props, then come here, the child reads the story from props, ps props, written and written p. So instead in the p, you can just say props, ps props dot story story. So the child reads the story from the props dot story. So here the child function receives a prop special container with data. It uses props.story to get the storybook data and display it inside a paragraph. So if I put together everything, how can we do it? So then you have to use a here react dom dot render um, parent document dot get element by id root. So this is what we have made. So this is how you render a props. So explain me what you understand about props, sister. Sister Dolly,
Yes, brother.
explain me what is props.
Props is a property.
Props are like property, good,
Yeah, which holds the information.
which tells you information, yeah, good.
So we send one to another. Even it's like a messenger, like right? Function, as you made a
Yeah,
parents, and then child. Parents tell the story to the child.
yeah. So I'm asking what is a props, how you gonna use props.
How I gonna use the props?
Yeah,
Hmm.
where to send the props, how do you send a prop.
Uh, story, like how you write here. If you see here, you write a storybook.
So like props means you are giving something to your son to read it.
Yes, here.
So I hope you, do you still understand what are the props, sister?
Yes.
Explain me again.
Prop is like a property which holds the information which we give parents to the child.
Great. So that's a very great thing. So now
Mhm.
what we are going to do, uh, explain thing like one thing we are going to do in a prop. So let's say um, we have something, if we have something anything, um, so let's I'm going to use the, I don't like this color. Okay. React, where is the react project we made last night one, right? React movie decks.
Yeah, movie ducks.
So this one we are going to okay. So I'm going to create one more
New file.
file. Currently
You sleepy.
grid dot, yeah, so it's okay, grid.js, right? So oh, we already have one
Two.
counter.js, so we already created counter.js, right? Okay,
Mm.
so I'm going to do uh, what I'm going to do here, let's say um, okay, so I'm going to delete everything. If you go to the, okay, so now I'm going to create a class. Okay, so class um, app counter extends this one. Okay, so oh my goodness, this one makes an error. So um okay, anyway, so one thing here um, to do. So one thing, let's say um, what is our app sister, what is our thing we are doing right now.
Apps.
Yeah,
Shall we
so
take for movie docs? App
okay,
is here.
okay,
What is here?
so
Hmm.
let's say I'm writing uh, okay, so let's say I'm writing import import react from react. Okay, so if I come here, don't look at the errors. So let's say we are focusing on um, const counter 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 equal to, I'm using regular arrow function. So here uh, let's say I'm writing h1 hell hello world. When I go here, export default counter. Okay, so you just created a
Hold.
hello world with a counter function. Okay, this is arrow function. So now um, let's go to the uh, app.js. Main is app.js. So in the app.js you have a written,
Docs.
because this is functional component you used. So here uh, but what we have to do is um, pass a thing. You have to pass a thing. So how do you gonna pass when you come here, because you already extended something here. So you have here counter equal to counter, but you didn't do anything with it in this folder. So now what I'm going to do is make sure that I render a count. So here let's say uh, come here, I'm giving name equal to counter 1, name equal to counter 1. So when I name equal to counter 1, then you come here in the uh, counter, then pass a props, props. Okay, you pass a props. Now what I'm going to do here, use a curly braces, then after this one I'm going to use one other curly brace. So what I'm going to do, come here, enter. Okay, enter. So I come here, next console.log. Now you have to use props props. So you use props, make sure that control s save. Then if you go here, you have to use a keyword return, return keyword. It's when you use any functional components, you have to use a keyword return. So you use return. What are the props? So what are the props, sister?
Counter.
Okay, counter.
No.
So counter is a function, sister. Counter is a function.
Option.
Okay, right now let's say if I use hello, then if I use props props dot name, what's going to happen? So if I use npm start, but I have still errors. Don't focus. See, npm start. So make sure that I'm in the say. Okay, cd movidux movie dux. So now npm start start start. Okay, so we still have an errors. Okay, we still don't get an errors because we figured out the error is. So make sure that you have to be in the right folder. So still going on, this will make this message. Okay, so this is we are using only for practice props.name. Okay, so when I render here, if you see here, what is the name? let's
Counter one.
let's say here instead of counter one, I let's say something name we can say uh, movie ducks. Okay,
Hmm.
movie ducks. So when I use props.name, it's supposed to display here, but I don't know why it's not displaying. Oh yeah, see, did you see sister here?
Yeah, I can
Hello
see the movie
props
ducks.
props.name. So that's see, it's only returning only props dot name, right? Props dot name. But in your parent class, this is app is the parent class. What is the name property you given?
Yeah, movie ducks.
Movie ducks. So this is a child class. In the child class, now you have to you used now you cannot use like this. So remove this one. Okay, use a curly braces props dot name. Then if you go here, see hello movie ducks.
Yes.
So what did I do? You,
It
you so this is a parent class. Your
app
count you
parent class.
yeah counter in the counter you render here counter, but in the parent class you assign something to the name equal to movie dex. Name equal to what? Movie
Movie.
dex. Then in the child class you have a passed as a parameter properties console.log props. Okay, props. So return props.name whatever you have the props in the parent class. In the parent class
Plus
props
name.
movie decks,
Dot.
so you will get it in the child class. Make sense, right sister?
Yes, hello movie ducks. Yeah.
So that's called there are many things you can do sister. Let's say if I go here counter, right? I can do counter one more time. Counter name equal to, I can write counter name equal to movie ducks. Instead of name, I say name movie ducks. Also I can, you can have many properties. I can here hero name, hero hero name hero name equal to Batman. This is movie ducks. This one movie dog. Okay sister,
Hmm.
then you can come out of this. Then you will write hero name, one more name, hero name equal to Superman. This one I'm giving movie cat. Hero name Spider-Man, hero name Spider-Man. So let's say uh, if I go here in the child, see, you don't see anything,
Changes.
right?
Yeah.
Just because you called one time. Now what I'm going to do, if you come outside, if here, if you say uh, a dot k dot a something, if I type here, see hello movie ducks a key a. Okay,
Child. Okay, the child one only working.
yeah, child only works because parent gives, child will take. Okay,
Okay. So my question is here. We build only movie docs, right? So inside in movie docs, these all files were there,
which files?
like public image, the
Image
images.
folder I added for the images, but the
Hmm.
public comes with the React. Source
public.
comes with the React.
These
So
are okay.
these are comes with the React.
Okay.
Okay, so let's
So
say, okay,
one
go
more
go
thing.
ahead.
Even app.js, like whenever I create a file, app.js will be the parents.
App.js will be the parent class.
So the name will be the same.
App.js same, always same. It comes with the
And
program.
counter will be child.
Counter child, we created that. So
We created it, won't be same name, right?
it won't be same name. So in
Okay.
the app.js, I'm going to, in the first counter one, uh, greet. So let's say, instead what you mention here, let's say if you mention something here, uh, name dot props dot hero name. Let's say if I put here props dot hero name, you can see hello movie ducks aka Batman.
Mm.
So you can do many things, sister. You can do
Okay.
many things. So anything, anytime if you have multiple things, sister, just copy, because you cannot write anything after a written statement. It's going to make an error. So
Okay.
if you have multiple things,
Yeah.
what you have to do, copy this one, then use this method, then use a div, sorry, div is like a container, like big container, you can have multiple things. Okay, so props dot children, if I make children, no, you don't get, because there is nothing props dot children here. Hero name, hero name, hero name, name. Maybe we should change something here. Name 1, right? Here we should change name 2. Hero name 1, here name 1, sorry, name 2, so that we don't get confused, right?
Okay. Yeah.
If I come here, props dot I'm going to remove this one, everything, then I will have h2, hello. So props dot name 1, this one, props dot name 2, name 2. So now see, hello movie ducks, hello akka, hello akka, hello akka, hello movie ducks, and the information. So that's what this do. Make sense, sister?
Yes.
So what did you understand, sister?
Like we can change only through child class, not parent class. We can just add, and div tag can help for
See, we
multiple.
got three times printed like this. One, two, three. What will happen if I go to the parent class, change the name of name, the name, instead of name, So when I go here, I need to go to the counter section, remove name, remove
Ne-
here
Same thing.
name.
Okay, you have to do changes in the child class also in order to work, right?
So if I see, if you see, hello movie ducks AK Batman, hello movie ducks AK Batman, hello movie ducks AK Batman. So same thing, Superman, and then Spider-Man. See, this is H1 tag, H2, H3. So here H1, H2, H3 tag, right, sister?
Yes.
It prints every time three times. So
Mm-hmm.
it like first Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, Batman, Superman, Spider-Man. So three times takes every time, which means these things it will take props dot name in the h1 tag. What if I remove everything here? So if you come here, you ascend only one time. Now you can see everything. You can have multiple names in the parent class counter. So these three properties, but you just declare one time, that's enough. Hello props dot name aka something, it will print. So make sense, sister?
Yeah.
You don't need 10 times to do, only one time, that's enough. That's called props. Any questions about props, sister?
No.
Okay. So props, understand, make sure
Yeah.
only understanding is very important. Next, then when we go to the classes components you already know, props you already know. Okay, so hopefully
Can we do implement now?
we that's what we did. This is called
No,
implementation.
I want to try it from here so I can understand more.
Okay, once, okay, then I'm going to end the class then.
Okay.
So okay, okay, sister. So you want to try, yeah?
Yeah, I want to try and I need your help.
Okay, then it will take long time, sister, to complete the project. So my question is,
Oh,
when I
okay.
teach, you have to practice. Have you practiced before the class?
Yeah, I tried. I practiced.
Okay.
That's why I was writing notes for that too.
Okay, so implementation if you do with me, it doesn't help me or you, sister.
It doesn't help me. I will not able to understand more
Then it will
clearly.
take my time lot. So instead of one topic, because the project,
Oh,
my
okay.
goal is to finish at least in 10 days.
Okay, okay.
So what you have to do is, first you have to understand the topic, each topic. If you for understanding each topic, then try
Hmm.
to implement by your own. Then if you stuck, then we will make 2 hours or 3 hours. Then you implement. If you implement one topic, then it's going to happen. Let's say finish, or let's say 5 topics, then implement. Make sense, sister?
Okay.
One topic implementation is not good. Let's focus on 5 topics, then implement, come back to me. So main goal is to, okay, so now make sense, sister?
Yes.
Next,
In which class? In which class they were teaching in the programming, brother, in VYU about
490
React?
r
Huh?
490 r
490 R?
Yeah,
Oh,
brother,
okay.
what's his name, brother Slade teaches.
He teaches this one, huh? Papa.
No, they don't teach, they put some videos.
That's it, huh?
You just learn. But not only thing, this class only offers in the spring semester, and
Hmm.
you have to learn so many things: JavaScript, HTML, CSS, React, Marin Stack, MongoDB, and Node.js, Express.js. So
Mm.
so many things to complete this project.
In the spring.
What's that?
In the spring semester.
In the spring semester, you know, sister, spring is a small semester, it will take long time, right?
That's a dangerous semester, yes.
Yeah. So 2 months, people very very hard time, because sometimes people take people. Rahul's brother was asking, can you explain me about fetch? You know, fetch and promises.
Yeah. Is
It,
it recording? No, right?
no, I record everything, sister.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry, sister. Who knows? Because we are not talking anything wrong. We are only talking right thing.
Yes, yes.
Okay, you are not talking any wrong thing. Just talking.
No.
Let's say now we are learning about a hook. So uh, we are what is our topic?
So you're learning about component, then
We
class
are
prop
done. We are
events.
done cops, props and classes and
Yeah.
components done.
Now hook.
Hook. So the hooks are so many things. So first I will explain, then I will share my screen to explain. So
No,
okay.
we are not going to study about list, form, router, memo.
No, these will I will cover in the, those are not very hard to understand. But main important thing for React, when you build a project, okay, when in
Okay.
interview there are some questions, 8, these are all questions will ask you in interview. You state
Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There is one more. So let's
Oh,
say hooks are special functions in React that let you hook into React for futures. Okay, hooks are a
okay.
special functions. Hooks are like a special functions in React that let you
Okay.
hook into React futures. They allow people to use state and other React futures without writing a class. Isn't it cool?
Yeah. In
So you don't
future.
need to write a class. Hooks allow function components. We only use for hooks function components to have access to state and other React features. Because of this, class components are generally no longer needed. Because of hooks, we do not needed class components. Although hooks generally replace class components, there are no plans to remove classes from the React. So hooks allow us to hook into React features such as state and lifecycle methods. So okay, so first thing, okay, what are hooks? Hooks are like a special functions in React that lets us people to use hook into React features. They allow you to use state and other React features without writing a class. Let's say I'm going to tell you thing like imagine, you have to imagine, sister, hooks are special tools. Think of
Hmm.
hooks like a special tools in your toolbox. Each tool helps you do a specific job easily. In React, hooks are like these tools like that help you add powerful features to your components. Okay, hooks will help you to add a few special components, powerful components. Why do we use hooks? First thing,
To add a special, yeah.
why do we use if some why do we use hooks? Make it easier to write and manage React components by letting you, okay, so
Yeah.
use state keep track of data that can change over time. Why do we use state? It will keep track of the data that can change over time. Use lifecycle methods, run code specific times in components like when it mounts or updates. Share logic, reuse stateful logic between components without changing their structure. Like use state, why it does what it does means adds a state to your component. When you add a state to your component, you don't need a class components. Why we use it? To keep track of data that changes over time, like user input or a counter. So that's like say um, so something okay, so here we have this one. Okay, we have this I'm going to remove this one, suppose. Okay, I'm going to remove this one. Import, okay, import React. Okay, React um, use state from React. Okay, so connect from React, we don't need this all. So and also let's delete this one. Come here, uh, still make a errors. So okay, so first of all, use a function counter. Okay, okay, so counter counter using. Okay, now set count equal to 0. So then I have a function called const increase count. Increase count. Now you're saying set count is equal to count plus 1. Okay, so um, here make sure one important thing here you have to remember. Okay, so you have to remember next you have to use a return method. Open inside return method you can have a div. inside div write like a p tag, so count count, just count. Okay, so now you're adding a button on click. So here by the end you have to don't for export default counter. So this is the main thing. I'm going to import style.css. So here counter is a variable, sister. What is counter?
Is a variable.
Variable. uh, so set counter is a function. Set counter is a function. So
Function.
this 0 means you're assigning count to 0. You're assigning variable to 0 with an
Zero.
initial value of 0 and a function set count to update anything. So you initialized count equal to 0. Count equal to 0. Then so here you initialized count is equal to 0. Then if you want to update your app in the future, now then you use this function. This function is like a remote. Let's say you opened a uh, TV, and then TV means basically when you open it it's initially 0, but if you want to up set count, when you open a TV, what will be the 0? 0 will be the sound. It's a 0, but if you want to increase your sound, that's what you use a function component like this function. It's like a remote to update, like increasing sound or decreasing sound. So here what it does, runs code specific times in the component's lifecycle when it updates or unmounts. When we use it to perform a side effects like fetching data, setting up subscriptions, or manually changing the DOM. So that's what a use effect. So um, what is the what did you understand, sister, from that code?
I was teaching about the hook.
Yeah, here hooks we talked about two things, count and set count. What is a count?
I remember set count is like a remote.
It's like a function means remote, but you so I'm giving an example. If you remember example, if you forget the terminology of see our app, we have an error, module not found error cannot resolve. So if I come here, make sure that uh, let's say if I delete this one, now it's going to be okay, but it's not, see, because we don't have count increase, count 0, count 0, count 0, right?
Yes.
So but when we go
Oh,
here,
count plus 1.
yeah, so when it
It's
will,
showing 0.
okay, so when we count here, so when I click here on the, see, if you see 1 increased 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. If I increase this one 7, if I increase 3, so that's called function does. So do you see the difference, sister? 17, 8,
Yes.
6. So if you, this counter function has a count and set count use state. So here count is a memory state, set count is a function to change state, or else count is a you could say count is a variable, set count is a function. Make sure that when you use a count you have to use the same name with the set keyword for
Oh, it has
function.
to be same name.
Yeah, so use state sets the initial value of count to 0. Display the state count shows, this count shows the current count on the screen. So when you want to update, when you click on click, like let's say if you clicking, what's going to happen? Clicking means it changes the state with when the button is clicked, because you put the see, if let's say if I change here to 2, so if I click see it increases to 27, 29. Did you see the notice, sister?
Yes, I can see that.
Yeah, so that's called um, so that's called hooks. So state is like a memory in React components. So There are component state for one component and global state shared many components. So okay, what is use state? Use state is a special function in React that allows this one. Use state is a special function in React that allows us to use a state in functional components. State in functional components. So declaring a state variable. So this is called a state variable count. This is the state variable. It's like a box that holds a value. Initially it's set it to 0. It's set it to 0 because we passed to 0 in the use state. Whatever you pass, it's set it to 0. Set count, this is a function that allows us to change the value in the count box. Think of it's like a remote control, like for the your TV or something, like a count state.
Mm.
Using use state 0, this is where we call the use state function. By passing to 0, we are saying that we want our state to start with the value of 0. Why? You can say why count and set count. Count holds the value, current value of the state. If you want to know what the value is, you look at count. See if you see what the count has. Count is a number and the value is the 0, and changes the value of count, you need to use a set count. If you want to update the value, you use a set count. Okay, so example, let's say uh, so that's what we say. um, Remaining things you already know what we do here. So you can also have multiple things in your example, sister. You can have also multiple things. Okay, sister, multiple things
Okay.
means if you can create right side here instead of 10, you can create an array with a lot of values. So let's say uh, we can see regular variable at, instead of using uh, if you use a regular variable, what's going to happen, sister?
It won't affect that much because this one is helps to change in it as quick.
Okay, so see, this is when I, okay, so when I, if I use this one, it's going to incrementing, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's let's say, imagine, okay, let's say, let's demonstrate the difference between using regular variables and state variables in React component to see how regular variables don't automatically update the UI where state variables. Let's say um, so you can explain me, sister.
Huh?
So here you, okay, if you are not ready, I will be ready. I'm going to explain something
Wait.
simple.
Okay. It's a it's a state variable trigger a render of the component
Okay.
whenever the value change.
Mm-hmm. That's all. Yeah. So let's say here
We can change these variables, right? State variables.
yeah,
We can change gradually or over time as
okay.
given.
So let's say props versus state. Props means like props,
Properties? No.
yeah, get passed to the component function parameters. It is props are immutable. Props are immutable. Like props functional components. This like how we use this props, like class component. This is props. So state state is managed within the component. Variables, like where we are variables declared the function body can be changed. Use state hook functional components, and this state class components. Okay, so these are the main differences, because state can be changed, props cannot be changed, those are immutable like a list. So those are immutable, right sister?
Okay. Mutable.
Yeah,
What is
immutable, like so it's a
changeable, right?
static, like it's fixed. Okay, it's fixed.
Fixed.
Yeah,
Okay.
so if you see, if I click on here, you can see the incrementation, right
So
sister?
this is a state, right?
Yes, this is for the state. So for then, because you used a state, the hooks concept, but if you use a regular component, it can be very complicated. Okay, regular variables, let's say that count is equal to 0. It's a, let's say if you are taking a regular variable, then you have a function that it will increment the value, but this will show updated count in the console. The UI will not update automatically, the user interface, if you take in a regular variable. But using state variables means update the state variable automatically, so it will update the automatically. So anyway sister, um,
Mm.
so
Okay.
one thing, because we are almost 1 hour 15 minutes.
Seven.
So
Yeah.
what is, so now focus. Tomorrow do you have school sister?
No, brother. Tomorrow I don't have.
Okay, we'll focus on in the morning. These are
Hmm.
1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, make sure that
Okay.
come to the class, look at this one. Once you prepare these all sister, then the project will be very nice, and it's not going to be very complicated.
Tomorrow can we make this project?
Yeah, so tomorrow our goal is to complete this all.
Hmm.
Then you will, then when I teach the movie decks project, you will do so quickly.
Okay.
Okay, so your assignment is to use state, use effect, use context, use ref, use reducer, use callback, use memo, custom hooks.
React hook. Right.
Yeah, so um, I'm going to tell you one thing. How many? There are some things uh, you have to focus on some things. So write it down. What I'm going to tell you. So okay, see, um, those like um, so what you have to do. Um, how is your day, sister?
Very busy, very busy. It was
Yeah.
so busy. But I liked today when I went to I was able to make one website through Canva.
Oh,
Yeah.
you become a software engineer, huh?
It's all that word AI.
Yeah.
I copied and then I created header, like website name, like that.
So that this job is very nice than auntie job, right, sister?
This is more easier. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's just I can't move around, just need to sit.
Then don't worry, you will get a belly fat soon.
Belly fat. No, I try to move. Means the chair is rock and roll like that chair.
Okay, write it down. What you have to focus on: use
Okay.
state, use effect, use context,
Use effect,
use context, use ref,
contest,
use reducer.
reduce, reducer,
Yeah, use layout effect.
layout. Where is layout?
So you don't want to learn layout effect, sister?
No, I can't see here. That's what
No,
I'm
you don't
thinking.
worry about here.
Okay, effect,
Okay,
counter, reduce layout.
use layout effect.
Layout effect.
It's like similar to use of effect but runs synchronously after all DOM mutations. We will discuss tomorrow. You focus on this. Then use memo.
Memo,
Yeah, use
memo,
memo here. Use use callback.
callback,
Use fetch.
fetch.
Yeah, use fetch. I think you already know fetch.
You was teaching last
So this
time.
is a fetch. Yeah. So okay, focus on this thing, sister. uh,
Even riff also, no? Riff.
what's that?
Use riff.
Yeah, ref.
Ref.
Yeah.
Ref.
Yeah, so we'll focus on more tomorrow, right, sister?
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll study more tomorrow on these topics. Once you complete this understanding, what time you are
Hmm.
going to come, sister?
Tomorrow morning, right?
Okay, tomorrow morning 9 o'clock.
9.
What time?
Early morning. Oh no, wait, I need to study also. Now tonight I will gonna be review this. So
Because tell me my time, sister, not your time, eh?
your time, Your time. How I can tell?
You can. I am a 4 hours ahead. So
4 hours.
because yeah, if if I it's like four like so for you now is 7:30, right?
Yes.
I'm for me 11:30. So my body says go to bed, Vinod. Don't talk too much. You done for today. That's what it's saying.
Okay. So wait. Uh, 10 o'clock. My 10 o'clock will be your.
2 o'clock. We'll see. That is too late for me, sister.
So how do you want me? 9 o'clock.
My 9 is 1 o'clock. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. It will be 1, too late for me.
9 in the morning is so early. I'm
For my 9
thinking.
is fine. I can wake up at 9,
What 9 is yours? Like for me, what time will be?
5.
5 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you don't want me to sleep.
So yeah.
I need to have a good sleep. Tomorrow is weekend.
Not weekend, day off.
Oh, day off. Sorry.
Yeah. So Let me see people, if someone did something.
5 o'clock, Baba. I get up 6 o'clock.
Because I don't want to sleep tomorrow until 1 o'clock, because it's going to be bad for me, because I have a regular schedule, sister.
Means you won't sleep in the night.
I will sleep night, but I will wake up at 7 o'clock a.m.
Oh, you will wake up 7 o'clock.
So that's what I'm going work. So yeah. So anyways, I'm teaching someone. So I prepared one person. They finished a job, like a coding interview job. So
Hmm.
a coding question like Java, he finished
Hmm.
Java. My Java course is much tougher than brother Draper.
Your Java course, huh?
Yeah, it's much tougher, very tough.
Oh,
But they will get a job easily.
if it's tough.
But it's a long course than any other course, like Python, JavaScript in this course, and all are easy courses, but Java is the hardest course,
Oh,
because I add frameworks and data structures and algorithms and SQL. It's I made a full stack Java. So
okay.
okay. Okay, so um,
Oh,
so total you have 4 hours so far. Um, One thing I'm going to do, yeah, first, before you have a 16 hours, right, sister?
before?
Yeah,
Oh, the timing
yeah,
for that, 15? Yeah, 15.
15. Okay, then for now, 19. Once we finish 20, then you guys can pay. Okay,
Okay. So
okay, okay.
it's already 4 hours, huh?
Yeah,
Yesterday and today? Yesterday one, yesterday before, okay.
okay. So total we have 4 hours, 1 hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes now. 15 minutes less than 4 hours, but we'll cover that 4 hours. So, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 plus 8, 15. Yeah, you're right. Before 15 hours, yeah. So yeah, that's true. So okay, come study. Don't come if you don't study. That's what I told other people. No one came to class today.
Why they didn't study, yeah?
They didn't study. So because they
Okay,
didn't turn the homework. If you don't turn the homework, sister, you don't need to come. So you're
it's
happy, yeah?
showing midterm homework that I need to do, midterm homework.
Midterm is the July 7th, because midterm will help you to get a job. If you study midterm study guide, the study guide I give, then if you finish the React project, then if you apply for a front end jobs, if someone will ask you questions, most 90% questions will come from my midterm guide for the interview questions.
Oh, okay.
Okay, sister, I'm going to bed, like it's 11:35.
Okay, brother, then I will practice with this. But this is just
What time
so
you're
many.
going to do tomorrow?
Tomorrow, you're saying early morning. That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe you, yeah,
10.
okay. 10 na? 10 whose
Uh,
time?
my 10.
Then it will be 4. It will be 10, 11, 12, and 1, 2, 2 o'clock me.
So you want me to do early morning? Early morning, like,
So to just follow my timing, sister.
okay, 5 o'clock can't come. 5 in the morning will be so early. I at least, yeah, if I get up 6 o'clock.
Because if you say to my time, then I
Hmm.
cannot go somewhere else. If I wanted to
Oh,
go somewhere else to come back. So anyways, you can text me when you wake up, okay? If I'm available,